Hello and welcome to Saltwire today for Monday, October 11th. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Hockey Canada CEO Scott Smith and the entire board are stepping down to make way for a new slate of directors. The departures were announced today by the sport's national governing body, which is attempting to deal with the fallout from its handling of alleged sexual assault allegations. The release said in part, an interim management committee will be put in place, which will guide the organization until no later than a newly constituted board appoints a new CEO to lead the organization. It was revealed in May that a settlement had been paid by Hockey Canada to a woman who alleged she was sexually assaulted by 8 players after a 2018 gala in London, Ontario. In July, allegations were reported of gang sexual assault involving the World Junior team that played at the 2003 tournament in Halifax. None of the allegations have been proven in court. On Friday, the mayors of Halifax and Moncton, the cities set to host the next World Junior hockey tournament, said they have concerns about Hockey Canada as it handles sexual assault allegations within the organization. We'll have more reaction to this coming up later in the newscast with Sheldon McLeod. Early childhood educators working in regulated childcare will soon be paid higher wages. It was announced today at the Akerley campus of Nova Scotia Community College in Dartmouth that most of the 2,600 early childhood educators will see a wage increase in the range of 30% retroactive to July 4th, 2022.
There's more good news to come for ECEs. A benefits and retirement package will be part of our work, with another announcement to come in 2023.
The provincial and federal contributions come after many calls from ECEs saying that the pay increase is long overdue.
Our ECEs have helped create a quality childcare system and gave back to our communities and province by subsidizing childcare costs with low wages, lack of benefits, and no retirement savings.
The province will provide additional funds to employers by November 1st to allow operators to pay staff in accordance with the new wage scale by mid-November.
I'm so happy to see a wage increase for ECEs. I know that we deserve it, and I'm even more excited to graduate from the ECE program and start my career.
Early childhood educators in family home childcare centers will also benefit from the higher wages. Nova Scotia RCMP is defending the actions of 2 of its members after a photo surfaced online of them posing with a group of self-proclaimed freedom fighters in Annapolis County over the weekend. Around 8:30 Saturday night, RCMP were called to a property near Highway 10 in Nicktaw for a noise complaint with loud music coming from a field. A poster at the end of the field's driveway advertised a Freedom Fighters PTSD drive. This photo, taken next to an RCMP cruiser, pictures 2 officers and 3 men involved in the event. The officer to the right is wearing a thin blue line patch, a controversial symbol with meanings that vary from showing support for police to white supremacy. Following the event, RCMP issued a release saying there were 50 people at the gathering and that when they went to leave, police were confronted about not paying the $5 entry fee. RCMP say to keep the situation diffused, one of the officers paid the fee. RCMP also say the officer wearing the thin blue line patch has taken it off his vest and that the matter was addressed by his supervisor. 2 years ago, the RCMP issued a nationwide directive prohibiting its members from wearing it while on duty. Joy Goldfarb is making a name for herself and her gourmet fat cookies here in HRM.
When I was really young, I used to bake every weekend. So I think I started doing that when I was 5 years old. I would look for recipes and bake every single weekend. And eventually throughout the years, I became super cookie obsessed. Not just any cookie. I was looking for the ultimate chocolate chip cookie.
Goldfarb lived out her dream of moving to Nova Scotia from Ontario, where she now has commercial-grade equipment in her Hammonds Plains home and runs a one-woman show that was originally meant to be completely online. She opened Fat Cookies in March and now does most of her selling at the brewery market.
The customers have supported me every Saturday. I keep getting new customers. We sell out. I usually bring around 130 cookies and we sell out within 2 to 3 hours of opening.
The most popular cookie of all is her OG 2.0 cookie, an oversized New York-style cookie with gourmet ingredients.
I've noticed previously with cookie recipes, when you bake the next day or the following 2 days, they're not that great anymore. they lose the texture, they become soft, they kind of break down. They're just not the same as delicious as they were when they first came fresh out of the oven. What I discovered with the OG 2.0 was that it was great for a week straight. Nothing was lost. It was just as good as the moment it came out of the oven. Then I knew I was onto something.
She said she believes the quality of the ingredients she uses is what sets her products apart and why things are going so well. It's time now for a glimpse of today's Thinking Out Loud with Sheldon McLeod. Today, Sheldon is speaking with Judy Haven of the group Equity Watch about the change needed in hockey culture in Canada.
And for someone who may be listening who says, I go out with the boys, we play some pickup hockey after work on a Friday night. That's not our culture. Our culture is, it's about exercise and camaraderie, about fellowship. It's about team play. So to those, what is the message, Judy? How will they be able to affect change, even though they may not be intrinsically part of exactly what you described as that rape culture?
They're not part of it. They're just playing, as you say, for fun or for sports or for athletic help in their diet. I don't know for what reason they want to do this. But I think that they have to decide they're going to be allies of women. They have to decide that women are not the enemy. They have to decide that when they hear in the locker room and they hear from their next door neighbors denigrating terms about women and what happens in hockey and what happens in many organized sports to young women particularly, they have to speak up. And they have to demand an inquiry as well. They have to demand what's happened to all the money that all of us have spent on this sport over, frankly, decades.
And for Sheldon's full conversation, head to the opinion section of saltwire.com. Time now for the Atlantic Sports Wire, presented by Scott Squires.
Thanks, Kate. This past weekend at the Atlantic Challenge Cup, Team Nova Scotia U16 side captured gold at the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League Cup. Joining me is their head coach, Nick McNeil. Coach, congratulations. How does it feel to win the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League Cup this weekend?
Yeah, it was definitely an exciting weekend. I thought the team played very well throughout the weekend. Our second game of the tournament, we played New Brunswick, and they ended up getting the better of us and beating us 4-2. So yesterday, it was certainly good to be on the other side, the winning side yesterday against them. And, it was a very entertaining, exciting game. And it was definitely something that the kids will never forget. So it's very, very happy with the effort they gave yesterday.
This essentially is Nova Scotia's Canada Games team that'll be going to the games in Charlottetown and Summerside. What does a tournament like this do in terms of the development of the team?
You want to ice the best team you can, but you also want to find chemistry with certain players, with teammates and things like that as best as you can. And very impressed with a few things that they accomplished.
Congratulations to Team Nova Scotia on their 6-3 win over New Brunswick. In Halifax, I'm Scott Squires for the Atlantic Sports Wire.
Thank you, Scott. On to weather now to see what's coming up in the forecast. We're going to check in now with our weather specialist, Alistair Alders.
Thanks, Kate. Well, much of the Thanksgiving long weekend was beautiful weather-wise, and that beautiful weather continued today as high pressure continues to dominate, and there's still more sunshine to talk about in the upcoming forecast. This evening, it will be clear and the temperature near 8 degrees. We drop to an overnight low near 5 degrees, and sunshine throughout the day on our Wednesday. Now, the high pressure system that is in place will start to introduce a southerly component to the air, which means our afternoon high on Wednesday will go up to 18 degrees, so a beautiful sunny day here in Halifax. This ridge of high pressure will slowly move towards the east. It remains fair until at least early Friday. Changes come as we head into the weekend with that high pressure system near Newfoundland. We will see a cold front slowly approach the region. That will bring some rain and gusty winds either Friday night or on Saturday. That high pressure cell will stall near Newfoundland, so much of the upcoming weekend and next week currently looking unsettled. So take advantage of this nice weather. Kate.
Thank you, Alistair. We leave you today with footage from the Blue Nose Ghosts Festival at Alderney Landing over the weekend. The haunted art installations will be back this Thursday until Sunday, and then it will be on display from the 20th until Halloween on the 31st. That's all for now. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.